What's up guys, and welcome back to another video of my $10 to 10k grind challenge. This is a summary video of a session close to end of the leaderboard on GGPoker, the weekly leaderboard. Well, let's first have a look here. So this is my starting bankroll. It's 55 euro on GG and 27.73 on 888. I was starting out playing 4 tables of 25 cent, 3 max, and the reason is this gives us the highest chance to get leaderboard points in a short amount of time. And as you can see here, I actually had quite a secure position. Like looking back at it, I had 1,400 points more than the last place, getting the $15, and I don't have a chance to make $20, so it's just trying to secure our position here. And actually, let me see, why is this always skipping? Doesn't matter. I started the 25 cents, but then I switched back to the normal $1.06 max, and the reason is I noticed like my position is so safe, I don't really need that. So yeah, let's see if we find some interesting spots here to discuss. Yeah, very standard with queens. You want to induce, you just don't want to shove. This is an easy defend. If he brings a very tiny c-bet on this board, we can also call, I think, with the backdoors we have. Backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw, maybe even over cards to his pair if he has any. Here queen check suited, I think it's a fold. It's a very nice hand to have. If you're the initiator, you can rejam this against the raise or just go all in. Even so deep, it's not probably a big mistake. But calling here is a problem because sometimes we're totally dominated against king queen, ace jack, ace queen and all that stuff. Sometimes we are flipping against a pair, and rarely we are ahead of yeah, jack 10 or I don't know, some other suited connector hands that are lower than this. Often kind of flipping, not really, but we are slightly behind against some ace x hands, which should be a lot of his range. So yeah, I like the fold here. It's sad to put his hand away, but if you can't play it post flop, it's not as good as a call 15 big blinds deep here. So yeah, I folded this, and I did. And here he checks. I think stabbing the turn here, if he checks again, isn't bad. Raising isn't too bad either. I mean, if he brings a tiny bet here, because we can kind of wrap the nuts already with the 8 blocker to the nut straight. And his check here is very weak on the flop. Could be some ace 5 that, or maybe 10 jacks that decides to check this, but normally it's a very weak ace x hand, or maybe some Broadway. And if he shows strength, he has a hard time calling here, and then on a river he could be put to a difficult decision. That's at least my thought process. Let's see what I did here. I'm still checking the leaderboard, so maybe not paying the attention that I should. I think a raise here is probably better against this tiny step, but depends on the player. Some people get very sticky in these situations, and he would call down with this ace jack, ace 9 hand here probably to a lot of action. If I raise here and shove river, he could maybe call me with ace high, and then it's not a good play. So it depends. Let's skip ahead a little bit, maybe to a heads up position. This is an interesting spot here, but I think easy fold. He's just all in. Yeah. Okay, well, not too many interesting spots generally in the 25 cents. Let's skip ahead a little bit because I started the $1 spin and gold 6 max, and luckily I got a 20x, which was really nice because I already decided to kind of stop registering because my position was very clear on the leaderboard. And then we got this 20x, which I want to examine more closely. I hope I put this in a different position because it's blocking the view to the 20x a little bit. Let's put this camera a little to the side so I can view better. It's a strange spot, but I think it's a fold with third pair. He has a lot of aces here on the turn. Ace X hands. Let's skip ahead a little. Want to see the more interesting action here. Okay, so this is interesting, I think. I bring a tiny raise in the small blind versus big blind with King 7, which I think is fine. We are very deep. King 7 is ahead of his average hands here in the big blind. And here I definitely want to stab this, like 1.7, 1.9 big blinds into 5.4, something like that. We have a lot of backdoor equity. Sometimes we get a fold right away, which is probably the best case scenario. But if we get called, there are a lot of turns that allow us to barrel again or check call, which I don't like too much. Like, depends. If there's a 10 of hearts, what do you do, right? I don't know. Let's see what happens. I bring exactly what I want to see here. And against the raise, I mean, that's just unfortunate, but I think we lost kind of the minimum for the hand and board. And we have to give up here, even though we have decent backdoor equity, doesn't mean we have good equity at all against a strong raise. Could be 2-pair already, or a set, or just top pair. Easy call in this spot. What a terrible turn. Yeah, jamming King 5 seems fine. He calls. At least you take this one down. And nice hold here. Let's see a little bit what happens in the 20x. I think it's the most interesting. Skip ahead, skip ahead, skip ahead. 9-8 here. It's definitely a pot odds call if everybody folds. Against under gun, 1.8 big blind all in. And still, like a 9-8 performs quite well post flop. Not much we can do here. Yeah. Kings. Must be nice to have 1.8 big blinds under the gun. Wake up with kings. Standard spot here. But we lose against king check offsuit. Quite unfortunate, but very standard. And I think I didn't register anymore. Yeah. Yeah, against the limp here, I don't hate to put in 0.5 big blinds to see a flop with queen 9 off. It's not fantastic, but skip a little bit. Oh, what happened? He jams, and now it's an easy fold, especially with him. And what happened? He makes the straight. That's very strange and loose, but not terrible to call here from Asia. I can make this a little bit bigger. Ace 4. I think you can jam this or fold. On the button I would definitely jam. I think it's too loose, yeah. On the cutoff I like the fold. We still have a lot of time left for the blind increase. And hope that this happens a lot where players bust themselves. And we just lean back and enjoy the show. Ace queen off, it's a clear call against, even if he's all in, if he rejams, I think it would still be a call. But we don't get any action, unfortunate. Ace 4, if they fold to us, we jam. If he just limps, I probably also jam. Very clear play. I remember this. It was an interesting roller coaster in this one. 20x. Ace 4, a similar spot is like almost the same spot like before, just fold. Even now we have more big blinds in a better position So we definitely want to preserve our stack. I like this fold here even more than before. Ace-7 here. Yeah, we just get the walk. I would probably have called here, but yeah, I think so. If you were on the direct bubble, it would be probably a fold against the shove, the Ace-7 before, but now it's clearly a jam. 3.5x, very strange. He was like disconnecting all the time, was a little bit annoying, made it very slow. Ace-3 suited. Well, this is better as an open jam if you want to choose something, but against the 3.5x we probably don't have fold equity here, so yeah, just a fold. And aces. Yeah, I want to induce this. I mean, 6 big blinds deep, looks like we can maybe still fold if a lot of people are in. Of course we won't, but we don't get any action. I mean, it looks very strong, like under the gun open, 6 big blinds. That's not a jam. It looks ridiculously strong, but like I said, just jamming. We want to give them some space to make big mistakes. And now kind of carded, if I remember correctly. King 8 suited, I actually like the jam here. It's not a happy jam, but I think you have to do it. Yeah, he just wakes up with King Queen and holds. So we are down to 1 big blind against all these stacks, which sucks, but that's poker. And then, definitely folding here. And we have an all-in here, which is always good for us. And very unlucky that he pinks the turn. Ace-6, yeah. I think it's an all-in. I'm not... Yeah, I'm quite sure. Best case, we can almost triple up here, or maybe even more if someone calls. It's just sitting out, super annoying. And we just all in against the big blind. Good turn, and we hold. Tiny comeback, which is pretty. King 5, I probably have to call here. It's a pot odds thing. Yeah, as the baby stack, we really can't do much because we're in the small blind next, and then we have 0.9 big blind left. But we get a walk. Also funny. And now we pick up kings. So comeback time. Yeah, easy shove here. And he has 7-6. Perfect turn. And that's a nice comeback. I mean, we had 1 big blind a few hands before. 9-7 suited. I'm not sure about this. I think you can jam it. If he folds, I wouldn't hate the jam. Also wouldn't love it. Maybe folding is better because blind levels are very slow. So yeah, skip a little bit. He's sitting out again, which is so annoying. 8-5 just folding. Yeah, ace jack under the gun. Nothing you can do here other than jam. We don't want to see a call from here, generally, except for big blind, who's probably a little bit too loose. We don't want to see calls because ace jack. Yeah, we might be getting called from ace-10, ace-9 suited, but other than that, if we're getting called, we're probably flipping against a pair, or we are behind some better ace-x or better pair, like jacks plus. But we get folds, which is not too bad with ace-jack. And here we just have to fold. If he's all in, I don't know. Could be a pot odds call, but I think it's a close fold. We want to be on the initiative, but we get a walk. Really nice. And again, skip a little. Yeah, just jamming. Nothing you can do with ace-x here. The jam. Threes. If he's all in, I'm not sure. And now it's a fold with him calling. But if he's all in, probably a rejam or a fold with these two behind. Maybe it's just a fold. Yeah, probably just a fold. And I mean, it's great value for us that he's practically sitting out. King queen, king jack. Yeah, unfortunately he doubles. 3 folding. 5-4 suited. Under the gun, just folding. King 9 here, suited. I think it's a fold. It looks nice, but against this strange 1.5x under the gun looks crazy strong. And even if we hit a king or a 9, what do we do, right? Could be behind still. This is close. I think a fold isn't bad. A shove, yeah. Close one. If he's back, then it's probably better to shove. If he folds, ace 8 definitely is a jam now. We're in a good position. We're actually chip leader now. Crazy, given that we had one big blind at some point where he held like 15 or more. Ace 9 off in the big blind, yeah. I remember this. We definitely have to call him here, I think. Should be ahead of his jamming range a lot. And if you win this, we have a good chance to take down a 20x. And it's nice to make third for sure. There's quite some value, but getting first, there's a ton of value. And he is 9-8, so fantastic position for ace 9. 75% because he has the gut shot. Without the gut shot, he only would have, oh, I don't know, not many percent, 12 or 10 or something. And bam, there's one of the 10s. Super unlucky, super unlucky. Annoying lucky. What else she can do? Ace 5, I think it's just an all-in. Luck. And good flop. We double up again. That's crazy. This is interesting. I think I want to fold this. Blinds are up soon, but if we get called, probably by a better hand, and he will probably call a lot. Yeah, it's close. I don't know about this spot. I think I opted for the jam. Yeah. I don't like it. Maybe I'm just results oriented. But I think king 9 is too weak. King 10 probably the bottom here. King 9 suited, sure, okay. Yeah, and he calls his king jack, which is probably not so bad in his position. And now we are back as the smallest chip stack. That's a crazy roller coaster, like I said. Queen 8 suited. Yeah. I don't know. Problem is we are on the big blind next time, so we have to get something going here. And he wakes up with aces, and we are dead on the turn. Very unfortunate run out. Let's skip ahead a little bit. So we kind of break even in this session. Could have been much better if we would have cashed in the 20x. Yeah, but that's poker in a nutshell. And let's see, anything else stat-wise? Yeah, I forgot to put in the right time, but I corrected it later. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment if you want to, and see you guys and girls very soon in the next episode.